Today, we remember the lives of remarkable women whose journeys were tragically cut short by stroke. These beloved actresses, who brought so much talent, grace, and inspiration to the stage and screen, left us far too soon, leaving behind memories of brilliance, courage, and artistry. This video honors their legacy, celebrating the extraordinary mark they made on the world and in our hearts. Grace Kelly, the beloved American actress who later became Princess of Monaco, tragically passed away on September 14, 1982, at the age of 52 after suffering a stroke while driving, which caused her to lose control of her car and crash off a steep cliff, leading to fatal injuries and a second, more severe brain hemorrhage in a Monaco hospital. Known for her elegance, poise, and remarkable talent, Grace rose to fame in the early 1950s with iconic roles in films such as High Noon, Mogambo, Rear Window, Dial M for Murder, To Catch a Thief, and her Academy Award-winning performance in The Country Girl. Born on November 12, 1929, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Grace grew up in a wealthy Catholic family, the daughter of John B. Kelly Sr., an Olympic gold medalist and successful businessman, and Margaret Major Kelly, a pioneer in women's athletics. From a young age, she showed a love for performing, acting in school plays and modeling locally with her mother and sisters. She studied at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, performed on Broadway, and appeared in over 60 television productions before breaking into Hollywood, where her beauty and talent captured the attention of audiences and critics alike. In 1956, at the height of her acting career, she married Prince Rainier III of Monaco and became Princess Grace, retiring from films to focus on royal duties, charity work, and raising 3 children: Princess Caroline, Prince Albert, and Princess Stephanie. Despite leaving Hollywood, her films remain timeless classics, and her grace and style continue to inspire generations. Her final tragic days were marked by that sudden stroke, the terrifying car accident, and her inability to recover, leaving her family and the world heartbroken. Grace Kelly's life was a journey of extraordinary talent, elegance, and kindness, and though her passing was sudden and tragic, her legacy as an actress and princess continues to live on in the hearts of millions. Betty White, the beloved American actress and comedian who passed away on December 31, 2021, at the age of 99, suffered a stroke just days after the heartbreaking loss of her daughter, Carrie Fisher, marking a tragic end to a life full of laughter, resilience, and groundbreaking achievements. She was a pioneer of early television, breaking barriers as one of the first women to produce a sitcom with Life with Elizabeth in the early 1950s, paving the way for female creative control in Hollywood. White became a household name through her iconic presence on American game shows like Password, Match Game, and To Tell the Truth, earning the title, the First Lady of Game Shows, and the distinction of being the first woman to win a Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Game Show Host. Her career shone brightest through unforgettable roles that showcased her warmth, wit, and comedic brilliance. The sharp-tongued Sue Ann Nivens on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, the sweet, innocent, and endlessly lovable Rose Nyland on The Golden Girls, and later the witty Elka Ostrovsky on Hot in Cleveland, proving her talent and timing remained impeccable well into her late 80s and early 90s. Born Betty Marion Ludden on January 17, 1922, in Oak Park, Illinois, she grew up in Los Angeles, entering the entertainment world as television itself was emerging. Her early work laid the foundation for a career that would span nearly a century, and she later experienced a remarkable resurgence in film with roles in The Proposal and a historic appearance hosting Saturday Night Live at the age of 88, earning a Primetime Emmy Award. Beyond her performances, White was celebrated for her charitable efforts, advocating for animal welfare, racial equality, and LGBTQ rights, using her fame to give voice to the voiceless. Debbie Reynolds, the beloved American actress, singer, and entertainer, who passed away on December 28, 2016, at the age of 84, tragically following a hemorrhagic stroke just one day after the devastating death of her daughter Carrie Fisher, was a shining star whose talent and charm left an everlasting mark on film, television, and stage. Born Mary Frances Reynolds in El Paso, Texas, she discovered her love for performing at a young age, winning beauty pageants and small acting roles that paved her way to Hollywood. She rose to fame with her sparkling performance as Kathy Selden in Singin' in the Rain, where her energy, comic timing, and captivating presence won the hearts of audiences worldwide. Her versatility shone through in The Affairs of Dobby Gillis in 1953, Bundle of Joy in 1956, and Tammy and The Bachelor in 1957, where her rendition of Tammy topped the charts, while her dramatic and comedic talents were celebrated in The Catered Affair, which earned her the National Board of Review Award, and The Unsinkable Molly Brown, earning her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. Reynolds also shone on television with The Debbie Reynolds Show and guest appearances on Will and Grace, while on stage she dazzled Broadway audiences in the revival of Irene in 1973 and Debbie in 1976, earning a Tony nomination. Beyond performing, she passionately collected Hollywood memorabilia, preserved thousands of costumes and props, and ran the Debbie Reynolds Dance Studio and her Las Vegas hotel ventures. Despite her immense success, her personal life faced heartbreak, including the loss of her first husband, Eddie Fisher, to Elizabeth Taylor, struggles with her second husband, Harry Carl, and finally the unimaginable grief of losing her daughter. Overcome with sorrow, Reynolds suffered a severe stroke just one day after Carrie's passing, leaving the world to mourn both her loss and her extraordinary life. Rue M.C. Clanahan, the beloved American television actress who brought laughter and warmth to millions, passed away on June 3, 2010, at the age of 76 after suffering a massive stroke. The stroke caused sudden disruption to her brain's blood flow, and despite her prior recovery from minor strokes and heart bypass surgery, her body could not recover from this final event. She was surrounded by her family, including her son Mark Bish, her sixth husband Mauro Wilson, and her sister Melinda, who stayed by her side as she passed peacefully. Rue M.C. Clanahan's career spanned decades, and she is perhaps best remembered for her role as the charming, witty, and man-loving Blanche Devereaux in the iconic television series The Golden Girls, which aired from 1985 to 1992, and later in the spin-off The Golden Palace. Her performance earned her an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series and multiple Golden Globe nominations. She also charmed audiences as Vivian Cavender Harmon on Maude in the 1970s and as Aunt Fran Crowley on Mama's Family. On Broadway, she took on memorable roles such as Madame Morrible in Wicked in 2005 and appeared in countless stage productions from the 1950s onward. Born Eddie Rue M.C. Clanahan on February 21, 1934, in Healdton, Oklahoma, to a beautician mother and building contractor father, Rue grew up in a family that moved frequently, discovering her love for acting and public speaking at an early age, winning accolades in school plays and oration competitions. A life member of the Actors Studio, she brought depth, humor, and heart to every role, while off-screen she was an advocate for animal rights, LGBTQ+ equality, and cancer awareness, and she shared her personal journey, including her 6 marriages and motherhood, in her 2007 autobiography My First 5 Husbands and the Ones Who Got Away. Despite the challenges of illness, including breast cancer and earlier strokes, Rue M.C. Clanahan remained dedicated to her craft until her final years, leaving behind a legacy of joy, resilience, and unforgettable performances that continue to inspire audiences worldwide. Lauren Bacall, the beloved American film and stage actress, passed away on August 12, 2014, at the age of 89, after suffering a stroke that ultimately took her life. Lauren Bacall, born Betty Joan Persk on September 16, 1924, in New York City, rose to fame as one of Hollywood's most iconic leading ladies. She made her unforgettable debut at just 19 in the film To Have and Have Not, released in 1944. opposite the legendary Humphrey Bogart, who would later become her husband. Known for her sultry voice, striking elegance, and commanding presence, Bacall quickly became synonymous with the alluring and mysterious film noir heroine. Audiences were captivated by her performances in The Big Sleep in 1946, Dark Passage in 1947, and Key Largo in 1948, each role cementing her status as one of the era's most magnetic stars. She also showcased her charm and versatility in romantic comedies such as How to Marry a Millionaire in 1953 and Designing Woman in 1957, delighting audiences with her wit, sophistication, and screen presence. Beyond Hollywood, Lauren found great success on Broadway, earning Tony Awards for Applause in 1970 and Woman of the Year in 1981, proving her talents transcended the silver screen. Even in later years, she continued to mesmerize audiences in films like Misery in 1990, The Mirror Has Two Faces in 1996, which earned her an Academy Award nomination, and Dogville in 2003, demonstrating her timeless ability to inhabit complex and compelling characters. Christine McVie, the beloved English musician who was a defining voice and keyboardist of Fleetwood Mac, passed away on November 30, 2022, at the age of 79 due to a tragic ischemic stroke, with secondary complications from metastatic cancer. Known for her soulful contralto voice, brilliant songwriting, and timeless hits, Christine was the creative force behind some of Fleetwood Mac's most iconic songs, including Don't Stop, Little Lies, Everywhere, Say You Love Me, and Songbird. She joined Fleetwood Mac in 1970, transforming the band with her keyboard playing, songwriting, and lead vocals, remaining a central figure through decades of chart-topping albums, legendary tours, and enduring musical influence. Her contributions were honored when she and the band were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998, and she received numerous awards, including the Brit Award for Outstanding Contribution to Music and the Ivor Novello Award for Lifetime Achievement. Born Christine and Perfect on July 12, 1943, in Greenock, England, Christine grew up in Bearwood, near Birmingham, in a deeply musical family. Her father a concert violinist, and her grandfather an organist who performed at Westminster Abbey. She began studying piano at age 4 and developed a passion for blues and rock music as a teenager. Her early career included performing with the British blues band Chicken Shack, where her distinctive bluesy voice and piano skills earned her Melody Makers Award for UK's Best Female Vocalist in 1969 and 1970. After marrying Fleetwood Mac bassist John McVie in 1968, Christine left Chicken Shack and soon joined Fleetwood Mac, contributing to albums like Future Games, Rumors, Tusk, Mirage, and Tango in the Night, penning many hits that shaped the band's legendary sound. Beyond music, Christine experienced personal highs and lows, including marriages, collaborations with Lindsey Buckingham, and periods of semi-retirement in Kent, England, where she focused on her health and family. Her return to Fleetwood Mac in 2014 was met with overwhelming joy, and she continued to perform and record, including a collaborative album with Buckingham in 2017. Mae West, the beloved American actress, singer, and screenwriter, passed away on November 22, 1980, at the age of 87, after suffering a stroke earlier that year following a fall at home, which left her unable to speak and required hospitalization at Good Samaritan Hospital in Los Angeles. Mae West was a larger-than-life figure whose audacious wit, dazzling charm, and fearless performances left an indelible mark on American entertainment. She became known for her clever humor, sexual confidence, and bold defiance of societal expectations, captivating audiences on stage, in films, and later on television. Her unforgettable portrayal of Lady Lou in She Done Him Wrong back in 1933, and the daring heroine she brought to life in I'm No Angel, also in 1933, not only won her massive box office success, but also cemented her as one of Hollywood's most provocative and influential stars. On Broadway, She shocked and delighted audiences with risque plays like Sex, which even landed her in jail briefly, and the fan-favorite Diamond Lil, a show she revived multiple times to enthusiastic crowds. Born Mary Jane West on August 17, 1893, in Brooklyn, New York, May discovered her love for performing at an early age, entertaining churchgoers and neighborhood audiences as a 5-year-old. From those humble beginnings, her career blossomed across vaudeville stages, Broadway theaters, Hollywood sets, and Las Vegas showrooms, spanning more than 7 remarkable decades. Her unmistakable contralto voice, magnetic stage presence, and unshakable sense of self made her a true pioneer in the entertainment world. Cilla Black, the beloved English singer, actress, and television presenter, passed away on August 1, 2015, at the age of 72, after suffering a tragic stroke following a fall at her holiday home in Estepona, Spain, which left her unconscious for several hours and led to a subarachnoid hemorrhage. Born Priscilla Maria Veronica White on May 27, 1943, in Liverpool, she grew up in a close-knit Irish Catholic family and discovered her love for performing at an early age, entertaining at family gatherings and school events. Encouraged by her friends, including the Beatles, she began singing in local clubs and caught the attention of Brian Epstein, who signed her as his only female client. She rose to fame with chart-topping hits such as Anyone Who Had a Heart and You're My World in 1964, and her BBC variety show Cilla ran from 1968 to 1976, establishing her as a household name. Beyond music, she became a beloved television personality, hosting Surprise Surprise from 1984 to 2001 and Blind Date from 1985 to 2003, winning the hearts of millions with her warmth and charm, while also performing in comedy series like Cilla's Comedy 6 and in pantomimes including Cinderella. Throughout her career, she collaborated with legendary artists, including Paul McCartney, who wrote the signature tune Step Inside Love for her show, and she celebrated 50 years in entertainment in 2013 with the ITV special The One and Only Cilla Black. Despite her success, she faced personal hardships, including the loss of her husband Bobby Willis in 1999 and chronic health issues in her later years. Her sudden death left a void in British entertainment, but her legacy lives on through her music, television shows, and the love of fans and family who celebrated her life. Margaret Thatcher, the beloved English political leader who made history as the first woman to serve as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, passed away on April 8, 2013, at the age of 87 after suffering a severe stroke. The stroke caused a major disruption in the blood flow to her brain, leading to significant complications that her body could not overcome. Despite being under medical care at the Ritz Hotel in London, where she had been residing for some time due to declining health, she passed away peacefully. Her death marked the end of an extraordinary era for Britain, a chapter defined by courage, conviction, and transformation. Known across the world as the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher's determination and uncompromising leadership made her one of the most powerful and polarizing figures in modern history. Serving as Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990, she introduced sweeping economic reforms that prioritized free enterprise, privatization, and self-reliance. She stood firm during defining events such as the Falklands War, the Cold War, and the miners' strike, often facing fierce criticism, but never wavering in her beliefs. Her strength, sharp intellect, and clarity of purpose redefined leadership, earning her both devoted admirers and strong opponents. Born Margaret Hilda Roberts on October 13, 1925, in Grantham, Lincolnshire, she grew up above her father's small grocery shop. Her father, Alfred Roberts, was a Methodist lay preacher and local politician who taught her discipline, integrity, and independence. These early lessons shaped her character and ambition. After excelling in school, she earned a scholarship to Somerville College, Oxford, where she studied chemistry and developed a passion for debate and politics. Before entering Downing Street, she worked as a research chemist and later trained as a barrister, focusing on tax law. In 1959, she was elected Member of Parliament for Finchley, beginning a political journey that would transform her into a global icon. As Education Secretary in the early 1970s, she gained a reputation for tough decision-making, qualities that would later define her premiership. Her personal life offered a quieter strength. In 1951, she married Dennis Thatcher, a successful businessman whose unwavering support became the foundation of her demanding political life. Together they had twins, Mark and Carol, who remained close to her throughout her years in power and beyond. Cloris Leachman, the beloved American television and film actress who brought both laughter and heartbreak to audiences across generations, passed away on January 27, 2021, at the age of 94. The tragic cause of her death was a stroke, with COVID-19 complications contributing to her passing. Her loss marked the end of an extraordinary life, one filled with wit, courage, and performances that defined a golden era of entertainment. Cloris became a household name through unforgettable television roles that showcased her sharp humor and emotional depth. As Phyllis Lindstrom on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, she delivered one of television's most iconic comedic performances, which earned her multiple Emmy Awards and led to her own spin-off series, Phyllis. Audiences adored her as the eccentric Grandma Ida in Malcolm in the Middle and the hilarious Mama in Raising Hope, where her wild, fearless energy stole every scene. Her talent shone just as brightly on the big screen, from her Oscar-winning role as Ruth Popper in The Last Picture Show to her unforgettable turns in Mel Brooks' classics like Young Frankenstein and High Anxiety. Born on April 30, 1926, in Des Moines, Iowa, Cloris grew up with a deep love for performing. After competing in the Miss America pageant, she moved to New York to study acting under Leah Kazan at the prestigious Actors Studio. Her determination and bold spirit quickly set her apart, leading to a long and celebrated career that spanned more than 7 decades. Beyond her achievements on stage and screen, Cloris was known for her compassion, humor, and outspoken personality. She was a devoted mother, an animal rights advocate, and even in her later years, she never lost her spark, charming millions as the oldest contestant ever on Dancing with the Stars. Ethel Kennedy, the beloved American human rights activist and widow of Senator Robert F. Kennedy, passed away on October 10, 2024, at the age of 96, after suffering a severe stroke that led to fatal complications. Her passing marked the end of a remarkable life devoted to family, faith, and justice. Known for her kindness, strength, and unshakable spirit, Ethel stood as one of the most admired figures in American public life, carrying forward the Kennedy legacy of compassion and service for more than half a century. Born Ethel Skakel on April 11, 1928, in Chicago, Illinois, she grew up in a large, close-knit Catholic family in Greenwich, Connecticut. Her upbringing was filled with music, laughter, and faith, shaping her warmth and deep sense of responsibility toward others. While studying at Manhattanville College, she met Jean Kennedy, whose brother, Robert F. Kennedy, would soon become the love of her life. The two married in 1950, beginning a union that blended two powerful families and produced 11 children, a household full of energy, purpose, and love. Throughout her life, Ethel was deeply involved in the political and humanitarian causes that defined the Kennedy family. She campaigned alongside her husband during his time as U.S. Attorney General and Senator, and after his assassination in 1968, she transformed her grief into purpose. Determined to continue his mission, she founded the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Justice and Human Rights, championing equality, environmental protection, and social reform. Her tireless advocacy earned her the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2014. Recognizing her lifelong dedication to justice and public service. Joan Benedict Steiger, the beloved American actress who captivated audiences across stage and screen, passed away on June 24, 2024, at the age of 96 after suffering severe complications from a stroke. which affected her brain function and led to her hospitalization at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, where despite the best medical care, her body could not recover from the extensive damage caused by the sudden cerebrovascular event. She was best known for her recurring role as Edith Fairchild on General Hospital and also appeared in Days of Our Lives and Capital, while her early TV credits included the original Candid Camera and The Steve Allen Show, where her charm and wit won the hearts of viewers. Born on July 21, 1927, in Brooklyn, New York, Joan began performing at just 7 years old at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, later honing her craft at the Rome Opera Ballet School and studying acting with legendary coaches Robert Lewis and Stella Adler at the Actors Studio in New York. Her theater career was equally remarkable, with acclaimed performances in Promises, The Beauty Queen of Leachman, Donald Margulies' Collected Stories, Horton Foote's The Traveling Lady, and one-woman shows including Leona, portraying the formidable Leona Helmsley, and her autobiographical The Loves of My Life, which drew from her rich personal experiences. Beyond her professional achievements, Joan's life was marked by meaningful relationships. She was married to actor John Myers from 1962 until his death in 1992, later reconnecting with and marrying Academy Award-winning actor Rod Steiger in 2000 until his passing in 2002. And she shared a loving relationship with actor Jeremy Slate until his death in 2006. Geraldine M.C. Ewan, the beloved English television and stage actress who captivated audiences with her charm, wit, and remarkable versatility, passed away on January 30, 2015, at the age of 82, following complications from a severe stroke she suffered 3 months earlier, which left her hospitalized and struggling before her untimely passing. She is best remembered for her iconic portrayal of Agatha Christie's Detective Miss Marple in 12 television episodes from 2004 to 2008, as well as her acclaimed roles as Emmeline, Lucia Lucas in Map and Lucia, Mortiana in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Sister Bridget in The Magdalene Sisters, and her BAFTA-winning performance in Oranges are not the only fruit, highlighting a career that spanned theater, television, and film. Born Geraldine M.C. Keown on May 9, 1932, in Old Windsor, Berkshire, England, to Donald and Nora M.C. Keown, she grew up with Irish ancestry and discovered her passion for performance early, beginning as an assistant stage manager at the Theatre Royal in Windsor at age 14, and making her stage debut that same year in A Midsummer Night's Dream. By 18, she was performing in London's West End, and in the 1950s, she joined the Shakespeare Memorial Theatre in Stratford-upon-Avon, later becoming part of the Royal Shakespeare Company, where she took on major roles including Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing, Ophelia in Hamlet, Marina in Pericles, and Olivia in Twelfth Night, earning critical praise for her intelligence, comic timing, and emotional depth. Her career expanded to Broadway with performances in The School for Scandal and Peter Shaffer's The Private Ear and The Public Eye, and she continued to excel in television with the prime of Miss Jean Brodie, The Barchester Chronicles, Mulberry, and in theater with productions like The Rivals, The Way of the World, and The Chairs, which earned her a Tony Award nomination. M.C. Ewan won numerous awards, including the BAFTA for Best Actress in 1991 and 2 Evening Standard Awards, cementing her status as one of Britain's finest performers. Married to Hugh Crutwell, former principal of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, for nearly 50 years until his death in 2002, she is survived by their 2 children, Greg and Claudia.